afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Happy Flag Day.
That's right. It's Flag Day
It is Flag Day
and
today.
it's what a difference today makes from yesterday. It's hot and sticky. Feels like summer outside.
Yeah, taste of things to come.
Yeah.
We'll get to the weather in just a bit. But first, topping our news today, a deadly plane crash in Watertown. Our Catherine Merck is live on the scene.
The search for a child enters day 3 after James Yablonsky went missing in the Devil's Lake State Park area.
And the Attorney General makes his first public remarks after the historic court hearing in Miami. We'll tell you what former President Trump is telling his supporters about the case. Let's take a look outside, as Susan mentioned. Kind of warm and humid. Good place to be out on the water, I think.
Hazy and dry are the weather words for today.
Jacob's in the backyard with telling us that this is... Get used to it, I guess.
Well, I would definitely get used to the warm temperatures. The hazy weather, you know, it's a little unclear how long that will last, but at least for today and tomorrow, we are going to see the hazy weather. Right now, there's an air quality alert in effect for all of Wisconsin, with the exception of places along Lake Michigan, and this will stay in effect until noon tomorrow. So any individuals that have lung disease or you know, have a history of any kind of diseases should probably stay inside or avoid heavy physical exercise. And for Minnesota, the air quality alert is actually in effect until 6 a.m. on Friday, so there is a lot of wildfire smoke in the air, unfortunately. And although it's a little difficult to see with the visible radar because of all the cloud cover, if you look closely, especially right around the Minneapolis area, that gray you're seeing, that is the wildfire smoke. Now here's a better look at the wildfire smoke. Although yellow and red is the wildfire smoke, and we will continue to see it be pretty heavy throughout the night and into tomorrow. It does appear to get a little bit better by tomorrow afternoon and early Friday, but we are still going to see at least moderate smoke across our area. And you can see it firsthand as we look outside. But temperatures, for the most part, are pretty comfortable, pretty seasonable for this time of year, with current temperatures in the 80s for a lot of locations. But the further east you go, it's actually in the 60s along the lake, 66 in Milwaukee. We're not going to see high temperatures even close to that, though. We're going to remain in the 80s and possibly even 90s by the end of the 10-day forecast. I'll have the details coming up later in the show.
Jacob, thank you. The National Transportation Safety Board and local emergency responders are investigating after a plane crash killed at least one person this morning near a Watertown park.
Captain Dave Brower with the Watertown Police Department confirmed to News 3 that the plane crashed near Brant Quirk Park in the 800 block of Carriage Hill Drive on the city's northwest side around 9 o'clock this morning. Our Catherine Merck has been at the scene all day and joins us live now to tell us what the latest on the investigation is. Catherine, where are you exactly?
Susan, that's right. I'm at Brant Quirk Park here in Watertown, and it's still entirely surrounded by police tape as authorities continue to investigate the site of the deadly plane crash here in Watertown. Now, I want you to take a look at your screen right now. We're going to show you some video from above that was taken from a helicopter earlier this morning. Police told us the call came in around 9 o'clock to come to the scene. We did learn later this afternoon that this crash was fatal. The plane crashed shortly after taking off from the Watertown Municipal Airport. Neighbors who live near this scene described what they heard and saw this morning.
So I was mowing the lawn, and I heard this big boom and felt it in the ground. So I went around the lawn and saw this huge cloud of black smoke.
We still don't know how many people were on board the plane. We do know that the National Transportation Safety Board said this type of aircraft can carry up to 4 people. Again, this is still a very active scene here in Brant Quirk Park here in Watertown. Authorities continue to come in with all sorts of different vehicles heading to the scene that's a little bit further down from here. We're going to continue to provide live updates as they become available on all of our platforms, so make sure to stick with us throughout the evening. Reporting live from Watertown, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. The Sauk County Sheriff's Office has searched over 5,000 acres looking for James Yablonsky, but still have not found the missing 13-year-old. So the search continues. Since the search began on Monday, the Sheriff's Office has used 20 dogs and over 100 officers. Dogs did get a scent that led them to a makeshift campsite, but other than that and a family car, signs of Jacob have been scarce. The search will continue tomorrow.
Longer he's missing, the more concern there is, obviously. We're going to keep looking and hopefully find him. That's our main goal.
Firefighters had been helping with the search, but now they've learned that a gun is missing. Law enforcement officers are handling the searches. Rough terrain is making the search more difficult.
The state legislature is poised to approve a significant funding bill that would give much needed aid to towns and cities.
Live from the Capitol with the latest on this is political reporter Will Keneally. Will?
Mark and Susan, so we're here in the Capitol Rotunda just a few minutes after Assembly Republicans held a news conference just a few feet that way on the final passage of this crucial local funding bill. So we heard Republicans announce that they will end up taking up the final details of this legislation and likely will pass it tonight. Throughout the day, we've been bouncing between the Senate and Assembly, which have had competing floor sessions throughout the day, trying to work out those final details. The bill is right now in the state Senate, and we're expecting that to flip back over to the Assembly later tonight, where Assembly Speaker Robin Vos does confirm to us that he does have the votes to pass it. But throughout the day, Democrats have been pushing back, saying that some of the provisions about Milwaukee in this bill missed the mark.
In some cases, just seems like purposeful culture wars of just going after Milwaukee for the sake of going after Milwaukee. We are, the engine of economic development that funds a lot of the state.
So that's Milwaukee Senator Chris Larson there. As we mentioned before, this bill is still right now in the state Senate, but both chambers are on the floor right now. So we will see this head to the Assembly later tonight, and we do expect that to pass, where it will head to the governor's desk later tonight. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. A former Village of McFarland official was charged with child sexual assault earlier this week. That's according to online court records. 74-year-old Bradley Saboter faces a single count of first-degree child sexual assault of a person under the age of 13. He's expected to make his first court appearance on July 13th. Saboter served as a Village of McFarland president from 2012 to 2021 before ultimately deciding not to run for re-election. Current Village of McFarland officials said in a statement today that the charges against Saboter did not have anything to do with his role in the village's government.
A Monroe School District staff member is facing felony charges of first-degree child sexual assault with a child under the age of 12. Court records say the victim told authorities that Andrew Swanston had sexually assaulted her while she was sleeping in a tent earlier this month. Swanston first denied being in the tent, but then later told authorities he was and that he didn't remember what happened because he had too much to drink and blacked out.
Well, following his historic arraignment on federal charges related to his alleged mishandling of U.S. national security secrets, former president and 2024 Republican candidate Donald Trump told a crowd of supporters that he had every right to have the documents.
Christian Benavidez has the latest from Miami.
Attorney General Merrick Garland pushed back Wednesday on Republican criticism that the Justice Department case against former President Trump, led by special counsel Jack Smith, is politically motivated.
He has assembled a group of experienced and talented prosecutors and agents who share his commitment to integrity and the rule of law.
On Tuesday, Trump pleaded not guilty to 37 felony counts at a federal courthouse in Miami. Afterwards, he went after the Justice Department and Smith.
He's a raging and uncontrolled Trump hater.
Trump is accused of allegedly retaining classified documents illegally and trying to hide them from Justice Department investigators after receiving a subpoena. He suggested outgoing presidents can take any records they want.
Under the Presidential Records Act, which is civil, not criminal, I had every right to have these documents.
Legal experts tell CBS News the Presidential Records Act draws a distinction between personal and presidential records, requiring all official records to be turned over. Fellow GOP presidential hopefuls reacted to the indictment.
I can't defend what is alleged, but the former president has a right to his day in court.
I don't think that most Republicans support the conduct that's detailed in that indictment.
If Trump wins back the White House, he promised to appoint a special prosecutor to go after President Biden and his family. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Miami.
And the judge said that Trump is now barred from talking to Walt Nuda, his co-defendant and aide, about the case, and he was told to not engage with potential witnesses.
Since many of those witnesses work for Donald Trump, enforcing that order could be difficult. Paracycling athletes from around the nation gathered in Janesville this afternoon to qualify for the World Championships. More than 60 para-athletes competed in 12 different categories and divisions, including two-wheel bicycle, tricycle, hand cycle, and tandem cyclist. The race serves as a selection event for the Paracycling Road World Championships, which will take place in August in Glasgow, Scotland.
Oh, it's great. It was tough. The hills are tough, but then the downhills are great. They're super fast, and it's nice because it's wide open, and they shut down the roads for us. So when you're flying, and when you're climbing, that's for sure.
The Paralympic Games provide a platform for athletes with disabilities to showcase their talents and inspire others. The cycling time trial event is just one of many events at the Paralympics, where athletes compete in a variety of sports, including swimming, wheelchair basketball, and many more. There's your dose of inspiration.
Absolutely. Legendary Cuba City boys basketball coach Jerry Pettigrew was honored as a hometown hero by the Wisconsin Assembly today. This year, Pettigrew retired after 54 years of coaching, 52 of which was spent at Cuba City. The Hometown Hero Award is a legislative honor given to distinguished individuals who have worked hard to make a difference in their community and have an unconditional desire to lend a helping hand to those around them. Congratulations, Coach Jerry. You have earned it and then some. There's more inspiration.
And there's your second one, right?
Well, people travel for all different kinds of reasons, but there's a new trend that appeals to many.
It's called wellness travel, and CBS travel reporter Wendy Gillette will tell us all about it when Live at 4 continues.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhafels. The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze is made with a one-of-a-kind cooling technology, pulling heat away from your body, keeping you up to 10 degrees cooler, allowing for a better night's sleep. Right now, Tempur-Pedic Queen mattresses start at only $96 per month. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Steinhafels, your mattress destination. Shop in-store or online.
Rider Chips, just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry, my cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry, call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
George uses AT&T. Anthony has Spectrum One. With AT&T, George pays $55 for internet and $75 for his unlimited extra mobile line.
Plus monthly fees. Ouch.
With Spectrum One, Anthony gets internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile for $49.99 a month. Go to spectrum.com/save more to see how much you can save. Get Spectrum internet for only $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free unlimited mobile line. Visit spectrum.com/save more or call 833-714-4999 today.
Family is just very important.
She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treated in my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous, non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Nice flag video on this Flag Day. 2 brides in the UK had a wedding to remember when they were given a lift to the ceremony by police.
Gemma and Sean Batchelor Thomas were on their way to the ceremony in southeast England when the bus they were riding in broke down on the side of the road, stranding them and their 20 guests. As the couple tells BBC News, one of their friends then flagged down 2 officers who agreed to get the panicked brides to the altar in the back of the squad car.
We'd seen that a police car was passing by, and one of the bridal parties, one of my good friends, Danielle, actually went up to speak to them to ask, could they give us a lift? And that's when they said yes, and we couldn't quite believe it. And we got into the back of the police car, and yeah, away we went.
All the other guests ended up taking Ubers or taxis to the ceremony. The Good Samaritan officers wished the couple a very happy future together, adding they were happy that they could be they could be there to help.
They're going to have a great story to tell.
It's a great story.
Makes it more memorable. New airliners soon will have a second barrier to protect pilots besides just the cockpit door. The Federal Aviation Administration says it will begin requiring manufacturers to include them in the summer of 2025. The barriers are like gates between the cockpit and the passenger cabin. Crews can lock them whenever a pilot steps out during the flight, for instance, to use the restroom. Many pilots support the second barrier rule. Some even want it to apply to existing airliners and cargo planes. Well, move over Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon.
A new company has reportedly joined the ranks of the top tech giants thanks to the popularity of artificial intelligence. Computer chip maker NVIDIA ended Tuesday's trading day valued more than $1 trillion for the first time. It's only the 7th American company to reach that status. NVIDIA builds semiconductors that are essential to some of the largest, most powerful AI systems.
Well, with the price of consumer goods easing a little bit, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says it's time to hit the pause button on interest rate hikes.
Today, we decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged.
The Fed boosted a key rate 10 times over the past 15 months with the goal of slowing down record high inflation. A report on Tuesday showed a drop to just 4% in May, closer to the Fed's target of 2%.
The Federal Reserve is pausing rates because it has seen great progress in inflation, and it doesn't want to keep raising rates, potentially tipping the economy into a slowdown that morphs into a recession.
The decision is good news for those of us looking for a loan as borrowing money has become more expensive. Credit card interest rates are at a record 20.4%. A used car loan is now at 11% compared to 8% a year ago, and mortgage rates are up significantly. Those high rates are not only deterring potential buyers, they're also keeping some homeowners from selling.
And that news was greeted with mixed results on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials fell 232 points. The NASDAQ, however, added 53, and the S&P 500 was up 3.5 points. Wellness travel is exploding after the pandemic.
The Global Wellness Institute reports the U.S. is by far the world's top wellness economy.
Wendy Gillette reports on what travelers are seeking from Paso Robles, California.
Mark and Susan, this is Alegrano Vineyard Resort, where there's a meditation trail and spa membership program. There are over 60 wellness centers here in SoCal, and many of them around the world are doing their best to bring peace to guests after all they've experienced the last few years.
The Savannah Wellness Resort and Spa lured Denver resident Victoria Hartman to the Arizona desert a couple weeks ago.
My goal was to try new classes and new experiences that I hadn't before. And so I signed up for a lot of activities that I wouldn't normally have done.
The resort in Scottsdale offers spa therapies like craniosacral massages and dozens of classes a day. including sound healing for joy, intention candle making.
So it really becomes a very intuitive practice.
And the journaling for transformation class Hartman sampled.
I've come home and I've decided to try my hand at journaling. I've never done it before.
Increasingly, stays at the resort are focused on a similar experience.
We're seeing more guests participating in our workshop classes where they can learn about tools they can take home to bring happiness and wellness into their lives at home.
In a 2023 survey by American Express Travel, over 70% of respondents say they're more focused on self-care than they were a year ago. And almost 60% are planning to take extended trips centered around wellness.
It's why around 20% of guests at Victoria Jungfrau Grand Hotel and Spa in Interlaken, Switzerland, are scheduling 4 to 7 night stays.
It's to find the inner calm, to think differently.
We stayed at these hotels for special rates, including Anantara Layan in Phuket, Thailand, where travelers are seeking calm through the resort's 3-day sleep restoration program.
Since COVID, I think people are coming with an awareness of the importance of sleep and other lifestyle factors and how they impact on the immune system.
It's part of prioritizing health when it comes to booking travel.
And a few sleep tips from the resort include preparing a good environment to rest, of course, watching your diet, your caffeine intake, and a great bed. I have to say, slept like a baby right here last night, Mark and Susan.
I'm relaxed just watching this story.
Yeah, me too.
What are some other wellness trends tied into travel?
Well, the Global Wellness Institute reports there are more experiences tied to culture, like hot spring inns in Japan, and indigenous experiences like purification ceremonies. Oh. I could use a little purification.
As could we all. Which one was your favorite of all the ones you saw?
That's a tough one. I really love Savannah. That was the one in Scottsdale, and it's really incredible, all the programs they have throughout the day, the classes. I felt like I did bring something home with me.
And these are becoming more and more popular with folks.
Yes, exactly. There are new ones popping up around the world. There's Shaw Wellness Center, which is opening in Mexico later this year. Many others also expanding their programs because of high demand.
Wendy, thanks for sharing. We've got to put that on the bucket list, I think.
Big time. Wendy, great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I love this idea.
Let's go.
Yes, it would be great.
Well, EVs or electric vehicles are better for the environment than gas-powered cars.
But their extra weight from the batteries can prove to be dangerous for other drivers in an accident. We'll find out just how dangerous coming up after Jacob's First Warn forecast.
We are Dane County. We are Madison, McFarland, Sun Prairie. We are Waunakee, Stoughton, Middleton, Deerfield, and everywhere in between. We are committed to being unique in supporting the value when families share the memories of family and friends at the loss of a loved one. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service. More than just a funeral home, we are the people you know and trust to help families before, during, and after the loss of a loved one. Learn more at crestfuneralservice.com.
If you're a homeowner looking to make improvements to your home this spring, there's a product now available in your area that's going to save you thousands of dollars on your home's most important investment, your roof. Roof rejuvenation from Greener Shingles will add 5 to 15 years of life to your existing roof without having to go through an expensive roof replacement. I'm here with Russell Beckham, and he's a local authorized dealer of Greener Shingles that's helping homeowners save big money with roof rejuvenation. Russell, explain the roof rejuvenation process from Greener Shingles.
Roof rejuvenation is the process of reintroducing the protective qualities back into asphalt shingles, such as the flexibility, the granular adhesion, and also adding resistance to hail impact.
That's pretty amazing. Call now for a free roof inspection and see if your roof qualifies for roof rejuvenation from your local authorized dealer of Greener Shingles. The number is on the screen right now, but don't just take it from Russell and me. Listen to some of our happy customers.
I was just in the backyard the other day, doing yard work and stuff, and I can't help but to look at my roof because the way it looked before and the way it looks now is just unbelievable.
It appears we probably saved around $20,000 by doing this process.
Save money in 2023 by extending the life of your roof by 5 to 15 years.
Call the number on the screen right now for a free roof inspection and learn more about roof rejuvenation from your local Greener Shingles dealer. Call now.
New Dove Men Body Wash gives you 24 hours of nourishing micro moisture. That means your skin still feels healthy and smooth now, and now too. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants makes every day a let's dig in day, a chow down day, a take a big bite day, a perfectly delicious day, a love my new teeth day. Because your Clear Choice day is the day everything is back on the menu. A Clear Choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
Don't wait until the weekend to enjoy a thick charbroiled steak made to your liking. Make a weeknight steak night at High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. Well worth the short drive to Ridgeway.
Well, take a look at this. A rare sighting off the coast of Northern California this week. A large pod of killer whales frolicking in the ocean. Marine biologists say 30 orcas from 11 different families were in the group, calling it the best sighting in 35 years. The whales delighted researchers and watchers alike as they bobbed and leapt out of the water. These amazing hunters have been spotted more frequently in the area over the past few weeks.
It's an incredible sight. Look at that.
Just don't get in their way.
Yeah.
Right.
Called killer whales for a reason.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I was in California, I saw a singular seal in the ocean. That definitely beats what I saw.
Wow.
that's a lot. That's a lot more.
Yeah.
I've been well watching off of Cape Cod.
Yeah, it's
pretty
cool.
amazing. Yeah,
For us, it's hazy and dry and kind of so humid today.
Yeah, well, the temperatures, those aren't going anywhere, but hopefully the haze does. It's, it's a bit unclear, but I'll have all the details coming up after the break.
Oh, look at that shot. You can see the haze in that picture.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
At Revamp, we transform your old beat-up concrete floor from this to this in one day. We grind down the concrete to open up the pores for a perfect bond. Then we repair all cracks and apply our base coat and chip and seal it with our polyaspartic top coat that will never chip, peel, or discolor. On top of all that, our coatings are ridiculously easy to clean and covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty. And right now, when you purchase your new concrete coating from any of our Revamp brands, you'll get 12 months, no interest, no payments, or 40% off the installation. And when you call during this program, you'll also get up to 10 carbon fiber concrete stitches free, which help reinforce cracks and stop them from spreading. A $350 value for free.
South Central Wisconsin homeowners, pick up the phone. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
The new T-Box Savannah Dining Room with private bar is there waiting for you at Vitense Golfland. 2 large HD TVs are available for viewing, meetings, and casual gatherings. Private bar is available for any type of event. No meeting can compare with adding activities of Vitense Golfland. Enjoy indoor-outdoor miniature golf, golf suites, and golf and multi-sport simulators. Add chocolate shop ice cream. As our sign says, ice cream solves everything. Infuse life and fun into your meetings and events at Vitense Golfland.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, here are the 3 things that you need to know for the next couple of days. We are going to remain hazy through at least tomorrow. It does look like Friday will be hazy as well, but probably not as bad as it is right now or as it will be tomorrow. We're also going to be near 80 degrees, so relatively warm, but that's not too far off from the average high for this time of year. But next week, we could see high temperatures reach the 90s, especially towards the end of the week, so it could get even hotter. Now, here's a look at the precipitation from what we've seen so far this year compared to average. Now, month to date, we're over an inch behind. Year to date, we're over 2 inches behind. But how about since March 1st, we are over 5 inches behind what we normally should be. And with the small chances of rain, we are seeing it over the next couple of days, which won't be enough. Certainly won't be enough to counter the drought that we've been seeing across our area. So right now we're completely clear, and for the most part we are going to remain clear. Small chance of an isolated shower this evening, but it's not going to be much. We will see a bit more clouds tomorrow with partly sunny to mostly sunny skies expected. Temperatures will be pretty similar to what we are going to, or what we saw today, but maybe a bit cooler. As far as the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook goes, we are looking to remain below average. A lot of the Great Lakes is expected to be below average. The good thing is that we're not expected to be extremely below average, but just kind of right around there, slightly below. Now, if we look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, as I mentioned, we are going to see temperatures fairly similar to today, but maybe a bit cooler with highs in the upper 70s. As we look at the temperature forecast for Friday, once again, it's going to be right around 80 degrees, mostly sunny skies. But then as we get towards the weekend, we are going to start to warm up just a bit. Now, not necessarily for Saturday, as we will still be around 80 degrees, but it's going to start to get into the mid-80s for your Father's Day. We also could see a possible shower or thunderstorm. But for those of you that have outdoor plans for Father's Day, definitely don't cancel. My guess is much of our area will be dry for most of the day. Probably only going to see some rain for about 30 minutes, if even that. Now, if we look at the temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days, we're going to be pretty warm. I already talked about how it could reach 90s. Really, all the Great Lakes and upper Midwest will see these above average temperatures. But for the most part, we're not expected to see a ton of rainfall. Temperatures will be in the mid 80s through the middle of the week, but then they'll rise to the upper 80s by the end of the week. Going to be right around 90 degrees. It's unclear if we will get to 90, but it's definitely in the realm of possibility. And although we have a few small chances of rain, really only Sunday, maybe toward the end of next week, but most of us, we kept the partly sunny forecast for each of those days because it's going to be dry for much of the day. So for those of you that wanted rainfall, we're really not expected to see much. But for the most part, conditions aren't going to be too bad. Although it could get close to 90 by the end of next week, it's not going to be terribly hot. In fact, my mom just sent me a photo about a year ago. Now, this was in Chicago, but I assume the weather here is pretty similar. The high was almost 100, so wow. It could be that. I mean,
this is the hottest time of the year.
It's not even summer yet. It's spring.
I was living in Rapid City at the time, so I'm not 100% sure what the weather was here. But if it was in Chicago, probably not far off over here. So it could be that hot. You have to remember that.
But officially, it's still spring.
Yes, if you saw in the 10-day forecast, the first day of summer is next Wednesday.
Almost.
Almost there.
Like the end of August weather.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Jacob, thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
We mentioned this yesterday. Car safety advocates are warning about a potential risk from electric vehicles.
As automakers roll out bigger and heavier EVs, there's growing concern that the extra weight of those batteries could result in extra risk to other drivers and pedestrians in a collision.
Especially from electric trucks and SUVs. Chris Van Cleve spoke with the chair of the NTSB about those concerns.
Crash tests show electric vehicles hold up well in a collision. The extra weight from their batteries help better protect the people inside. But safety advocates worry the extra hundreds and sometimes thousands of pounds present a potential growing danger to other drivers.
It's great that we are focused on air quality, but we are not focused on safety with these vehicles.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy.
If you think about an impact in a crash with a lighter vehicle, with a pedestrian, it's going to have a much different outcome. Terribly tragic.
Is there a concern that as people switch to EVs that you see deaths on the roads go up?
Absolutely, it could.
This crash test shows what happens when a sedan is hit by an SUV weighing nearly 1,000 pounds more. The smaller car suffers noticeably more damage.
Why does that extra weight make a difference?
The mass matters, and it's simple laws of physics.
Raul Arbelais from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
The crash for the other vehicle, when you are heavier, is going to be more severe.
GMC's electric Hummer can go 0 to 60 in roughly 3 seconds while weighing more than 9,000 pounds. Over 3,000 pounds more than GMC's full-size pickup. And its battery alone comes in at about 2,900 pounds, roughly the same as a Toyota Corolla. The electric Ford F-150 weighs up to 2,500 pounds more than its gas-powered sibling. And Rivian's pickup weighs in around 7,100 pounds, while the average vehicle on the roads today weighs closer to 4,300. That difference matters. A 2011 study found even a 1,000-pound difference results in a 47% increase in the likelihood a crash turns deadly.
Have a 7,000-pound vehicle hitting a 4,000-pound SUV. The impact on that smaller vehicle is going to be quite significant. It is going to be a more severe crash with more intrusion and higher levels of injury.
Safety advocates acknowledge that weight is only one factor in a crash, and while EV sales are surging, they still make up only a small fraction of the number of total vehicles on the roads, so injury and crash data is limited. In a statement, the trade group representing the auto industry says safety is a top priority, adding automakers continue to test, develop, and integrate breakthrough safety technologies like automatic emergency braking that help save lives and prevent injuries. Technology already common in EVs. Federal regulators are now moving to require collision avoidance systems in all new vehicles, gas or electric. The government says it would save 360 lives a year while reducing injuries by at least 24,000. We saw collision avoidance technology stop this nearly 5,000-pound electric Genesis SUV on a test track. Technology helping balance out bulked-up batteries. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News in Ruckersville, Virginia.
It's a big learning curve.
Very interesting, yeah.
Well, coming up next year on Live Before, a 911 dispatcher got a call about a house burning, but it was her house. I'll tell you all about it.
And then coming up next hour at 5, Tahalil Moeddin tells us about the local NAACP wanting to put the UW to put their money where their mouth is in regards to Juneteenth. We'll have more on that story coming up tonight at 5.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find bicycle store quality electric e-bikes from Trek, Electra, Felt, Giant, and more. Trek offers the best-selling e-bike in America, Trek Verve Plus, under $2,500. At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find fat e-bikes, mountain e-bikes, road e-bikes, bike path e-bikes, and more. Free services included. The place to shop for your new e-bike is Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Stormguard Roofing and Construction for Best Roofer. Vote today for Stormguard Roofing and Construction on MadisonMagazine.com.
You got me. Hi. You're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. For the guarantee of high-quality promotional items delivered on time, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
New at 5, a plane crash shook the Watertown community. News 3 Now is live on the scene, unraveling the details from witnesses.
Another batch of smoke from Canadian wildfires is keeping skies hazy. Temperatures will be near normal for tomorrow and Friday and should be above normal from this weekend through next weekend. At 5, I'll let you know if there's any chance of rain.
And ahead at 6, the NAACP takes a stand against healthcare disparities in our community and calls out UW Health. What changes are being demanded tonight at 6.
Now, this is fake.
Isn't that spectacular?
This is Grand Teton National Park. 63 degrees.
Gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
And there's still snow on the top of the peaks.
That's all yours, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it's a devastating time for a 911 dispatcher forced to take a call that her own home was on fire.
Luckily, everyone made it out alive, although the family's 12-year-old boy was injured.
Emily Roberts met with the family to share their story.
It's the call no one wants to make.
All I heard was, kids yelling mom, and I thought maybe it was kids yelling for their mother.
But it's the call that would change 911 dispatcher Marissa Anderson's life.
And I just remember looking at my partner and saying that that's my house, and they had me leave right away. It didn't really hit me until I was about halfway down County S and saw the black smoke in the sky off in the distance. And that's when I broke down.
The Anderson son, Landon, jumped into action after waking to the sound of glass breaking. He grabbed his sister and her friend from the family camper before waiting for first responders at the mailbox.
Had they been up in her room, I don't know that they would have been able to make it out because the hallway and everything was filled with smoke.
Oh, that's about 10 loads of relief that right off the bat that we don't have to find a victim.
The Anderson family is safe right now, but their beloved pets didn't make it.
He's taking it really hard because he feels he could have gone back in to get the pets out. So my pets were like my children, and without them, I'm pretty lost right now.
The Andersons have to start from scratch after losing pretty much everything apart from some pictures and the clothes on their backs. They started this GoFundMe to rebuild their lives.
My son, he only has the pair of jeans he's got on right now.
The Door County Fire Chiefs Association donated $2,000 to show their appreciation for the dispatcher who often puts others before herself.
That she actually received the call, and the call came from her son, and we just know how hard this experience has been for her, and so we want to try and help the family as well.
I thank everybody for everything that they've done for us, and I'm happy that we've got a place to go, but it's not the same.
And Chief Olson said the investigation is ongoing, but the fire likely started from an electrical appliance in the basement. Well, after years and years, the weather phenomenon La Nina is being replaced by El Nino.
What does that mean for our weather? UW meteorologist Shane Hubbard has some insights when we come back.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Fry Construction is celebrating 28 years with a big, big, big anniversary sale. Join us to save 28%. That's right, 28%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 28% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Find your inspiration with Wisconsin Vision. About our $99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
We do have one incident to report westbound on the Beltline. There is a crash, and it is causing a bit of a backup. Speed is as slow as 14 miles per hour, so definitely just prepare for that if you plan on traveling. I would suggest avoiding the area, although this did happen about 30 minutes ago, so hopefully they are starting to clear that up. So if we take a look at the times, you know, a little bit slowdown on the eastbound, but that's mostly due to rush hour traffic and a bit of a slowdown on the westbound Beltline. And that's your first warn traffic. Back to you guys at the couch.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Oakland baseball fans came up with a unique way to protest plans to move the A's to Las Vegas.
The Nevada State Senate approved a $380 million public subsidy to build a ballpark for the A's in Las Vegas. It still needs to pass the state assembly. In Oakland, baseball faithful are not happy. A season-high 27,000-plus fans participated in what they called a reverse boycott at the A's game last night, filling the stadium rather than avoiding it like a traditional boycott. Some threw garbage on the field, with most of their frustration aimed at the team owner, John Fisher.
So we're out here supporting, making sure that people know that it's not us. It's ownership.
We believe in the Oakland A's, and they should stay in Oakland, and we think that they should sell, make them sell.
That'll show them.
The fans are hoping the team will be sold to an owner who will keep the A's in Oakland, where they have been playing since 1968.
El Nino is likely to take over soon, and odds are it'll be sticking around for a long time.
Once it takes hold, El Nino is likely to strengthen into the fall and winter when it normally peaks.
So what does that mean for us? Shane Hubbard is a research scientist at UW-Madison and an expert on severe weather patterns. Welcome back to the program.
Good to see you again, Shane.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So what is El Nino?
So El Nino is an abnormal warming of the Pacific Ocean off the coast of South America. And so we see those warmer conditions, and they are going to progress throughout the summer, into the fall, and over the winter as well.
And how is that different than what we're experiencing right now?
So we're leaving La Nina. And so if you remember La Nina, we talked, I guess, a couple months ago about La Nina, and La Nina was the cooling of that same water off the coast of South America. And so that changes our weather patterns here in Wisconsin. It also impacts hurricane season, severe weather season, a lot of impacts for us in the U.S.
Fewer hurricanes on the East Coast, more on the west, or in the Pacific?
In the Pacific Ocean, we tend to see more frequent hurricanes. We see hurricanes in the Atlantic, but they tend to stay out in the Atlantic Ocean. Fewer landfalls, they tend to be weaker and less frequent as well.
And what does El Nino mean for us here in Wisconsin?
This summer, if we look at analogous years where we're transitioning out of that La Nina and into El Nino. We see cooler summers on average. 2004 and 2009 are 2 years in the recent past where we've seen that. We also see wetter summers. Although we haven't started off very wet, it's been very dry.
Yeah.
We see that maybe July and August could be the 2 months we see an uptick in our precipitation.
And winters.
Yes, what about the
winter? If you
winter?
like warm and wetter conditions, winter is going to be good for you this year. We tend to see far warmer winters. Record-setting warm winters have happened in the past during El Nino events. We see wetter conditions in the winter, but less snow. Maybe 40 inches of snow instead of 50.
So it's rain and ice and freezing rain.
Yeah, all that messy, all the messy stuff.
How often does El Nino occur?
You know, it's an average of 7 years or so. We can have 2 or 3 in a row. Then we might go 2 or 3 years with nothing, and then La Nina comes about. So, you know, maybe every 7 years we'll see an El Nino.
And what precipitates the change?
It's the interaction between the ocean and the air and the atmospheric circulation that drives those things. And so they work with each other, actually. So the ocean might be cooling, which changes that air pattern. And also the thunderstorms and the storms that we have in the Pacific change, which also can change. It's sort of a chicken and an egg type of argument. There are other things that force that to happen, but it's a cyclical event.
And we've seen, like, especially in the south, much stronger storms this spring. Is that a result of the transition?
That was probably more La Nina sort of taking hold of the conditions in the spring. We still had pretty strong La Nina conditions going into February, March, and we saw those thunderstorms really ramping up. During the El Nino in the spring, we'd expect those storms to be more toward the plain states than we would in the south.
We've had 3 La Ninas in a row, you were telling us, and that's very unusual.
Very unusual. I think it's happened one other time that we've had recorded in history, and it goes back into the mid-1900s when we did, you know, started recording.
And has El Nino started now?
So we are under mild or slight El Nino conditions right now, and that's supposed to continue to strengthen to a very strong El Nino for this winter.
But no guarantees on all this.
There aren't. Thank you for saying that. We always get beat up about that, you know. Yeah, there are no guarantees. There are a lot of things that force our weather. This is a very strong El Nino, and so we would expect that to be the biggest driver.
Well, I hope it's right.
Yeah, you like El Nino.
You like the less snow and the higher temperature.
And cooler in the summer, absolutely. Thanks for being with us again.
Thank you.
Great to see you, Shane. Thank you.
Great to see you.
And we'll have a final check of our local forecast coming up.
Join us at the Madison Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
It's the Bergstrom June 3000 sales event supporting Make-A-Wish Wisconsin. Help us grant wishes for kids in our communities that are battling critical illnesses. For every vehicle purchase you make in June, Bergstrom Automotive will contribute $50 to help kids in need. And for every test drive taken, Bergstrom will donate $5. Stop in and test drive today or visit BergstromDriveForDreams.com. The Bergstrom June 3000 sales event supporting Make-A-Wish Wisconsin. Help grant life-changing wishes for kids in our communities.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit VRAPWI.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you.
Join us at the Madison Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
New at 5, a plane crash shook the Watertown community. Catherine Merck is live on the scene, unraveling the details from witnesses. We'll bring you the latest updates on what happened in just a few moments.
News 3 Now first met them in 2017.
When Mom got cancer, I got cancer.
Now they reveal a heartbreaking update.
It's really hard.
What they want you to know about their inseparable bond. Thursday at 6.
Here's a final look at your forecast. Temperatures are going to peak around 80 degrees for the rest of this week. And then by Father's Day, we will see the temperatures start to warm up a bit. Mid to lower 80s for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But then mid to upper 80s by the end of next week. We possibly even could see high temperatures near 90. And for the most part, we are going to remain relatively dry.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts. Furniture for living. Furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Wanakee Furniture, etc.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time, long live dreams, and long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali, and long live life.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including StormGuard Roofing and Construction for Best Roofer. Vote today for StormGuard Roofing and Construction on MadisonMagazine.com.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants makes every day a let's dig in day, a chow down day, a take a big bite day, a perfectly delicious day, a love my new teeth day. Because your Clear Choice day is the day everything is back on the menu. A Clear Choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
Don't wait until the weekend to enjoy a thick charbroiled steak made to your liking. Make a weeknight steak night at High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. Well worth the short drive to Ridgeway.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts. Furniture for living. Furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Wanakee Furniture, etc.
In today's Final Touch, drivers in Rhode Island were looking up.
Something caught drivers' eyes up on a light pole. A daring raccoon didn't think things through when it shimmied up a light pole on Route 146 in Rhode Island. Concerned motorists started calling authorities in the morning when it became clear that the trash panda was up a pole without a ladder. It took several hours before environmental police could gather the resources to assist the critter, but with the help of a bucket crane and a snare, they snatched the little guy, got him down safely before he scampered off into the woods.
We like a happy ending.
Trash panda.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now.